For years, the Lafourche Parish town of Lockport had been saving its historic boats and teaching the art of traditional boat building.
But the museum and workshop fell victim to a hurricane. Dave McNamara shows us what's at stake and a plan to rebuild in the heart of Louisiana.
This museum in downtown Lockport was full of activity when I visited nearly 12 years ago. People were here learning the art of boat building. It's a tradition that was passed down for generations of Cajun families living along Bayou Lafourche. New boats were built in the shop in the back, and historic boats were on display in the front of the museum of traditional boat building. Boats were a way of life here.
You're fishing, you're hunting, you're trapping, I mean, whatever. Even your going to church on Sunday had the rowing skiffs, the standing rowing skiff.
But all of this history was put on hold 3 years ago when Hurricane Ida severely damaged the museum.
The front doors had been blown off. Unfortunately, the town didn't do anything with the building for over a year. Some of the exhibits were really, we had to move things around so that they were not getting wet anymore.
Now, all of those historic boats, including a 500-year-old native dugout, are crammed inside a dark, closed Chinese restaurant in Thibodaux. Museum director Ernie Savoy says the old building would cost too much to repair. He understands the importance of these boats to generations of South Louisiana Cajuns. His father, grandfather, and great-grandfather were all boat builders.
My great-grandfather also, he was a farmer with the properties he would clear. And that story went that if you worked 9 days in his field, he would pay you with a dugout.
Ernie, when you walk through these stacks of 70-plus boats, do you get any feeling from these old boats?
Well, it's like, they each have their story, and it's like, get me out there so, I can tell these stories and keep all of this history alive.
The museum's board of directors has a plan for a revival.
We have a memorandum of understanding that we've signed for the property located right here on the bayou.
Board member Vicki Easterman says the new Bayou-side location is at Nicholls State University in Thibodaux. The group has launched a $2 million fundraising campaign to construct a new museum and boat building workshop.
So the museum will house those artifacts, and the back will be, of course, boat building, where you can build a boat just like my dad did and just like Ernie talked about earlier.
A new museum would get these boats and their stories back on public display, and also be a place where people can learn the art of boat building, a tradition that began centuries ago along the bayou. With the heart of Louisiana, Dave McNamara, Fox 8 Local First.
If you'd like to learn more about traditional boat building and find out also how you can help financially, log on to heartoflouisiana.com.